Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a Beyond the Summit presentation of the MDL Mars Dota 2 League North American Qualifier here for the Changsha Major. This is going to be the first round for both of these teams here, OpTic Gaming versus Hooked Esports in Group B, and personally I'm very excited about it. This is a very interesting format. It's a couple of interesting teams that we haven't really gotten a chance to see much of, so yeah, I'm kind of wondering exactly what to expect from both sides here at Hooked Esports. A lot of you guys won't be familiar with these guys. Personally, I don't know much about them either, and I'm excited to see what I don't know and to learn more about this wonderful world of North American Dota that we have. On the other hand, OpTic Gaming, pretty much everybody here should be familiar with these fellas here. Been doing pretty well across the board, internationally and locally, domestically, and yeah, expecting high things from him here. I mean, most people expect this to be a very quick 2-0 sweep, but you never know. Hooked Esports might be able to throw a couple of right hooks, left jabs, and see if they can at least take a game. If not, try to move up in the world here, because the format of MDL is actually pretty interesting. It's designed so that basically the best seed going into the playoffs is for the team that takes the 2 games in a row. Right now in round 1, presumably OpTic Gaming are favored here, and they might be going up against some of that complexity in the second round of the upper bracket here, the GSL group. And from there, they're you know, in as far as they can into the playoffs in terms of seeding goes, because they took first in their group. Whereas, you know, you drop that upper bracket final, then you have to fight up against one of the remaining teams. And yeah, it basically makes it so that each match matters very significantly. I guess you could say the first round lower bracket match doesn't change their seeding. They're still like third, fourth is about the same, generally speaking. But, you know, I still think that this is actually going to be a way for OpTic to really show what they're capable of here. And, well, we can get into the draft and start looking at that a little bit further, because Chen is actually a pick that's been, you know, across the board becoming more and more popular with the pushing emphasis of the current patch. But it's not something that OpTic have actually played quite a bit. I was just looking this up here, but basically PPD's played it 29 days ago. He's played it 23 times total in terms of professional games. And Zai has not played in a very long time, 6 months here, 10 games total. So not something that's really in their repertoire recently, but it's obviously something that they've been scrimming with and practicing with, because every single team knows that this is a top tier pick. It was the most banned hero in GESC, the most recent minor, and yeah, this is definitely a hero that you have to respect. And I think it's one that they want to practice and kind of put out into the broader field here now. And of course Rubik, yeah, you pretty much have pretty high expectations when you see that hero come into play. So many different support players play that very well. And more recently, actually about at the same pace, PPD as I've been picking up. So I'm curious who's actually going to be playing the Chen, who's going to be playing the Rubik, and how those pieces fall in. But both heroes are very capable of making things happen very early on. In terms of really good spell steal options, you've got yourself Burrow Strike, I think is the biggest one. You can make some cool things happen with the Illusory Orb or some of Puck's abilities. Witch Doctor, if you can get the Death Ward, is insane, but obviously Voodoo Restoration makes that a little bit difficult. Still, like, it's going to be a pretty interesting back and forth between these supports, and we're actually going to be seeing Night Stalker pick up here for OpTic as well. So that's going to be most likely your offlaner here. That'll be 33. Used to be called the Coon, I believe, but 33 will be playing that offlane Night Stalker, and this is going to set the tempo for the game. 4-minute night, 8-minute night, these are going to be, well, 4-minute night and 12-minute night, rather, are going to be the timings that are going to be very important for this Night Stalker to make things happen. You know, get an early Earnest Shadows, get an early Mechanism, just push down towers is the general game plan here. I mean, that'll just a few tier 1s, and your Rubik will be well on his way to his Blink Dagger, and then he can be about as effective as the Sand King in terms of team fights. So a lot of early brawling going to be coming out from OpTic, a lot of early tower pushes expected, and we'll see what core they pick up to go along with that. Meantime, Hooked Esports, they've got themselves a Witch Doctor, Sand King, which at this point could be the supports. We could see Sand King in the offlane still. We'll see what that final pick is for them. But they've got themselves the Puck and the Lifestealer. And the great synergy between these last 3 picks is that Lifestealer will, of course, be able to Infest Bomb inside of either the Sand King or the Puck, determining on your range of initiation and which heroes are available. So being able to just jump in there with a Blink Dagger, an Orb, or even just a Burrow Strike for the Infest Bomb can really set up some quick kills. And Chen's ultimate will make that a little bit more difficult, but these kills are still definitely within their range, and especially if the Lifestealer and Puck get a good start. So we'll see here. Not really a lot of core action coming in from OpTic. We'll see CCNC and Pycat's pickups most likely. If they want to go for pushing emphasis, of course Luna is always a good option. Gyrocopter was banned out in Phase 2 here. What's that, Phase 1? The ban system changed, so I guess it did Phase 1. But they're going to be going with Terrorblade, which of course is pretty much the pushing hero. A little susceptible to like the Sand King and Puck combos. You get a Blink Waning Rift and he can't Sunder if he doesn't have a Manta style, and then you just kind of nuke him down with a lot of magical hits. So Terrorblade has to play a little bit carefully here, but I'm sure Pycat's very comfortable in doing so. And yeah, obviously unmatched in terms of physical damage output. The Lifestealer is not that high armor early on. It's like his second or third item might be armor based, but very early when your towers are all dropping, he's not really going to be able to fight at the same level the Terrorblade is. So pretty high expectations from the hero here. Rubik and Chen have to play very defensively around him until he does get that Manta style up, or there is the chance he'll get killed off without getting the chance to Sunder. So we'll see that here. OpTic, I expect to be taking the first tower of the game, maybe even the first two. But Hooked Esports, they're going to have to kind of bounce back towards the mid game when they get their Blink Daggers up and really can make those initiations happen. I think that's the key thing here. And so I still expect the Lifestealer to go for more of an active build. You kind of look at the first item, an Armlet versus a Hand of Midas, and then you go into Echo Saber or whatever. I do think that you probably still want to go for something active and just not go any Midases this game, because the game's not going to last that long if you're not in fighting shape very early. So I think the Lifestealer is probably just going to go for a fighting build, the Sand King and the Puck focus on initiation, and Witch Doctor purely defensive here. I mean, we've been seeing a lot of the Maledict skilling recently, but I could see him just going for like the old school build of 4-4-0 and focusing just on surviving and being able to just ward. He's not going to be able to get many big items this game. The Witch Doctor is definitely playing the back 5 unless Hooked Esports pick up something even more item independent for their final selection. And here's an interesting hero that I'm surprised got left in the pool. Dragon Knight. Very popular these days. Very, very common mid pickup. Fits right into the lineup the OpTic we're looking for. I mean, sure, the Viper ban makes a bit of sense. I think they actually played that recently, but just overall, what is going to happen here? Guy in the chat says, who do you think will win? Well, I got to say, well, that changes things. I was going to say, right now, it looks like just OpTic are in a position to take this game fast. I mean, we could even be seeing like a 20-minute victory with just how capable of pushing these heroes are. But a Meepo always throws a wrench of the works here. Ched going for the last pick Meepo. Obviously, you know, if you can pick the hero later in the draft, it's going to be a lot better because there are less heroes designed to counter it. And getting the last pick of the draft entirely being as a Meepo, it's something that PPD could not have really accounted for too much. So right now, there really isn't any AoE. I mean, there's the secondary stun from the telekinesis. There's whatever Chen can kind of come up with, a Centaur or Hellbear maybe, but for the most part, this Meep is going to be able to do whatever the heck he wants. And if he can get a good start, then that's going to be a really big deal. The Night Stalker's still going to be able to silence the Meepo, so poofing out is not going to be an option. But, man, I like this. I think that, you know, if you're going to be able to take at least a game off OpTic, you got to throw him a bit of a curveball, and here we see it. Meepo coming into play, combining that with the Witch Doctor. Yeah, you got some potential. The Witch Doctor AoE heal kind of helps out the Meepo. Is he going to go mid? Looks like it. Ched's got the Stout Shield and the Quelling Blade. And, you know, he's got some potential here. Well, it looks like I did not configure my camera before I started this up. My apologies, folks, but we can go ahead and fix that a little bit here. Not going to be smooth. I'm going to be mostly Smooth Dragon anyways, so that's fine. And we'll start things off. So, going in here, we're going to have the offlane Sand King starting off with Windlace, only tangos for regen. So that's something the Chen and the Rubik might be able to exploit a bit, as you don't see a smoke picked up just yet, but you can assume that they're going to be using that pretty soon, pretty early, and try to make things happen. Magic Wand to start here on Zai. All the the little changes in terms of early item cost did really change your starting configurations here. So the fact that the courier only costs 50, but the smoke start costs 80, you're looking at a very different set of inventories coming out, and this Magic Wand is the most interesting, I think. It makes it so that Zai is probably not going to get killed off. Like, there's not a lot of aggression you can do when you can't spam spells against him, but rune's going to be coming out here. We are going to see 3 runes in favor of Hook, so already getting a good start in that capacity. Getting, I guess you could say, a 60 gold, or what is that, 160 gold advantage per hero, just the fact that the bounty rune swung the other way. But down bottom, you're going to get 33, a really good start, though. PPD already setting back a ranged and a melee creep, since the jungle's not going to be spawning for a little bit, has nothing better to do, and is going to be able to pull the wave back here, where 33 is going to get at least level 2 pretty safely. Wondering if he's going to get any ganks on Meepo early on here. There is an Observer Ward already out for the Radiant. It's not very deep into the river, though, so 33 might be able to get away with a nice little gank play. And speaking of, he's actually just going to TP out right now and go ahead and reset here, just overextending a bit. But again, the creep waves are going to be pushing out the other way. And, you know, there's some pressure coming in from Onion, Fuzzy Sloth, but 33 is inevitably going to get levels here. He's got a lot of HP regen with these mangoes, and just being Night Stalker, 6.1 is something that the Night Stalker, or the Witch Doctor can't harass out by himself. Meepo topping out the last hits, though. Ched already off to a great start here, despite Pycat's early metamorphosis. It's got to be the ganks that make this mid lane shift. Because right now, Ched is just going to kind of get a free lane, especially once he gets that second Meepo out. And he's got, you know, a little bit of magical damage with the poof, but more importantly, just the ability to continue to go toe-to-toe with a hero that's not really great at fighting without meta. Still, though, he can bait Meepo forward, and that will create opportunities for the Chen. And that will also hopefully allow 33 to get involved. Right now, he's just pretty much has enough gold for boots. This is going to be a bit of a slow start for him. Stacking, pulling, your basic things, trying to kind of get equilibrium here, but in terms of just early experience, is going to be only slightly favoring OpTic, and really until the kills come online, you're probably not changing your expectations too much. Now with that last pick, Meepo, we were wondering if the Sanking would be indeed support, and you know, he's going to be active a little bit on the lane here, but not going to be able to go toe-to-toe too much without HP regen. Runs out of tangos at this point, and is just trying to give the puck a little bit of space here. Oscar getting himself 9-3 as far as last hits for an offlaner is not bad at all. Oh, 2 poofs expired. Zai's got the telekinesis, but he's also taking a lot of right clicks here, and it's going to be Pycat that buffers back the Meepo and keeps Zai safe. A lot of nice little Magic Wand charges though, and this is part of the anticipation. Like, you get a little bit of Magic Wand action with the Literature Orb as well as the Burrow Strike, but really, you're not really getting much value of that item on the top lane. Here in mid, there's poofs coming out left and right, so it's going to give the Rubik plenty of early mana to work with. And yeah, he's just going to try to zone out things and help Pycat get some early CS advantage. Onion caught out here, and with this Satyr, you're definitely going to be seeing the death of Onion. One more right click, not even requiring the second Void. First blood will be drawn for 33, and they even get to keep the Satyr alive. So, bottom lane is definitely where it's at for OpTic. They've committed quite a bit here with even Zai rotating down, and this means Fuzzy Sloth is not going to be having a great time for himself. Queued up the Radiance early, but I don't know if that's the best option this game. Top lane, Dragon Knight is going to be Burrow Struck up. There's going to be an orb coming up in just 3 seconds here, but he's got the Magic Wand, got the Healing Salve, thinks he's going to be fine, and yeah, no problem whatsoever. He'll heal back up to full. Meepo doing some stacking action. That's something that Chen has to keep an eye on here. Either something he can steal with the shockwaves or tornadoes, or something that he can at least gank up and make the Meepo have to pay for a little bit. Again, now keeping the meta in reserve, wants to kind of look for those gank opportunities. If you know, get a troll or something else that can, maybe even a Hellbear coming in, you might be able to catch the Meepo off guard and get a lot of early damage into him. As you can see though, he is already up at 6 armor with this double Wraithband build, and that's going to be just hard to chew into no matter what situation comes up. You really have to have like a 3v1 situation if you're going to kill this meepo off, I think. Tanking, just leeching experience in mid. I don't think he's going to get much in terms of CS at all, even sitting here with his Clarity Sandstorm. And if only there was a sentry or a stun, this actually could be punished pretty heavily. There's the stun, there's the Centaur, kind of just hanging out here as PPD looks around towards the bottom rune. Is they gathering for a smoke? They don't even have one. They're just kind of just waiting in the wings, and this observer ward sees all. Oscar up top here, 21-5 against CC and C's 28-4. So this lane situation has changed up quite a bit, where the mid lane heroes kind of shifted up top and are still kind of even because they've both had about the same support contribution. Finally, just kind of getting fed up with waiting while sitting underneath the observer ward. OpTic rotates to mid and looks to take the first tier 1 of the game. Have a flank here. Zai sees Sabo, and it looks like he is going to be going down here. Do they have the dust, the sentry? Nothing yet. There's the sentry coming out past the tower by far, and with a little bit of lift, that's going to be plenty to kill him off. So nice little placement there from Pycat.
Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, the voice sounds a little bit different. We were going to go for it with a different mic setup, but we just couldn't get it all working the way we wanted it to, so I just defaulted back to the headset I used at the office, and it probably does sound a little bit different, but 33 going in. Oh, so close to the kill on Onion. One right click will do it, and that's going to be a nice little finish there. So they take the tier 1 in the mid. They get a couple of kills here now, 3-0. And bringing it down, nearly 1,500 net worth in their advantage. This does give Fuzzy Sloth a little bit of breathing room here. So Fuzzy Sloth is going to still be going for this Radiance. You have to wait until you're a 2nd level in Infest before you're able to go into an Ancient. But when you get that going for you, it's actually pretty nice. It's going to be something that, the Terrorblade's pretty good at right-clicking down, but he has to expend meta to really stay on top of it. And we do see him just casually killing off one of PPD's creeps. Action up top, though. Meepo is going to be the one that gets picked up here. A couple of stuns going his way. It makes it hard for him to escape. Goes for a pretty tanky build here with Tread's double Wraith Band, but it's only going to allow him to do so much. The wand here might be enough for Zai. No, he's going to pop it. And yeah, Oscar underestimates a little bit. Has to pop the mango to go for the orb, and finally brings him down. In the meantime, though, we were already going to be seeing the push down bottom, and they don't even need Metamorphosis to take this tower. No problem at all. The Lifestealer is already making his way as far away from that tower as possible, and it's just gone. With the amount of pressure Chen and Terrorblade put out early on, you're going to see this tower rocked, and yeah, 2 towers and 3 kills in advantage for OpTic. Pretty quick start here. Looking for that maybe like 15-minute timer where they really start pressuring out the map, go Roche, go high ground, but I think Hooked will be online by then. They've had a good enough early game that I think they're going to be able to still kind of make some waves in the next couple of team fights. You're going to have this Blink Dagger coming out pretty soon. He went for a lot of intermediaries with the Power Treads 1 and Bottle, but he's still going to have the Blink Dagger at, the 16-minute mark. And here, Terrorblade just goes ahead, pops the Metamorphosis, trying to dissuade them from fighting it out. Darkness now seeing out the Meepo. He's not going anywhere. He cannot poof out of this. And he is going to still just kind of drop the entanglement and escape while Terrorblade gets sent back by the Chen. Diving deep is going to be 33, finishing off the Meepo. And now finding himself in a 1 versus 4 situation. But he got the prize he was looking for, and he's just quick enough on his feet that he's going to get out anyways. Hunter in the Knight, level 2, with the phase boots. And he's actually just going to walk away from Death's Door. Along with a really nice send-back on Pycat there. They're actually going to be able to get exactly what they want out of that. Half the tower, get a Meepo kill, get a full rotation from Hooked eSports, and still kind of get away with everything. Nice little pick up on the Witch Doctor as well. But where's the next big move is the question. The Terrorblade he's just going to be farming up this Manta style, focusing on that. I would love to see one more fight break out before the Blink Daggers start coming out, because they are going to be the next big pickups for Hooked. Meepo doesn't necessarily need a Blink Dagger this game, has plenty of other tools to initiate on his team, but he definitely needs to bulk up. He needs to get this Dragon Lance and probably move in towards like a Hex or something immediately thereafter. Oh, Chen kind of stalking things up here, catches eyes with the Sand King. Gets Tranquil Boots on cooldown, but does not get out of range of that Burrow Strike. And combine that with the Epicenter is going to be Chen heading on out. Last hit going to the Sand King. So, CCNC not really going to be able to do too much this game. He does have 1770 banked up, so he's going to be able to get out one or two big items, but for the most part, he's just going to be frontlining with his abilities. And oh, nice timing of the silence here is actually going to be sufficient that Oscar can't jaunt away. He's got the phase shift, going to use it soon, but is it going to be enough to keep him alive? 33 does not put another Urn Charge down, tries to get the TP out, and actually cancels it here. I believe the TP would have finished, but it's hard to say in the heat of the moment. Either way, that is going to be a nice little turn there that gives Hooked what they need. Going to be able to put themselves a little bit closer to that Blink Dagger and start making things happen. Oscar's kind of like the big hope right now. I mean, obviously the Sand King. Oh, Sabo? He's gotten some decent farms since he got that last hit on the Chen. He's actually bulked up quite a bit here, rushing out the Blink Dagger after the Tranquils. So both of them going to have it pretty soon, and then yeah, you're going to be seeing these pretty big Infest Bombs coming out. Talked in the draft about the Lifestealer going for a non-greedy build, avoiding the Hand of Midas. Well, he avoids the Midas only to go for something that takes even longer to come online. This Radiance is going to take so very long. Not even close to the Sacred Relic at this point in time. We're already going to see the Tier 2 go down bottom and Pycat pop the meta in mid. I mean, clock is ticking, boys. You really need to go. Well, we're seeing here Tier 2 tower dropped in mid.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
And they're just going to go for Roshan from there.
Under attack. Radiant are scanning.
Zai kind of pulling back the creep wave up top. The scan does catch 33 outside the pit. They're going to be using this medallion though, and they're going to be taking this Roshan down in no time at all. Finally, Sand King gets the Blink Dagger, wants to make a move. Is he actually going to go into pit for a steal? He's in range for that at the very least, but it's very dangerous. Goes for the Epicenter, goes in for the Blink Dagger, but doesn't have mana for the Burrow Strike. The Aegis is going to be picked up by the Sand King. He gets the Roshan last hit as well. Chen jumping in, gets sundered. One more right click will finish him, and out goes the Terrorblade. Oscar jumping down on the side, and Peter Pan Dam dropping the ultimate here. Hand of God heals all, and they're actually going to be able to turn this around for a reverse wipe. Break it down 5 heroes, a triple for PPD, and a double for 33. The Terrorblade, their main damage, gets sent out in the middle of it, and they just finish it off anyways. No problem at all. Oh, goodness. So they kill off the Sand King twice there. Let's show this fight recap. We've got ourselves a Sand King that dies twice with the Aegis, and 5 heroes that go down for none. They get the Roche last hit, and that's nice, but now they're in no position whatsoever. I guess you have to compare it, though, to what if they didn't get involved at all? What if right now it's just a free Roshan, and there's an Aegis in the hands of OpTic? Is that scarier than them having gotten those kills? And it's hard to say, just because there is a possibility of straight up ending the game with an Aegis. Terrorblade's, you know, not the kind of hero to do it because it relies so much on Metamorphosis, but maybe you could frontline with the DK, or I'm not too sure. Aegis isn't too valuable on OpTic's team, just the timing of it really works well into the fact that they're controlling the map right now. I would have to say that I'm still glad that Hooked went for that play and that fight. It's just, you know, in the end, doesn't work out for them. They wanted a hope and a prayer to try to pull through that one, and they're just not ready yet. They didn't have the Blink Dagger on the puck, so he has to commit fully when he goes in with the orb. He can't escape once he's inside. And, you know, the Death Ward was nice, but the Hand of God was just enough to kind of circumvent it. Missing out that Meepo kill. That's the main one. Obviously, the other one was caught out a little bit further from home. Sorry about that. But we're going to see 33 here just manning up here onto the Witch Doctor, already bringing him down very low, but he is going to be flying away with the Hunter of the Night and sent home with the Chen. Is it going to be enough to get him out, though? No. It's going to be that level 1 Maledict along with the Sand King's damage, finishing him off and turning into a 1-for-1 in that context.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
So at this point, Oscar is going to be able to sneak his way out and TP home. No pickup for him. They really don't have control of the map right now. Hook just don't really know what to do next. They need to get this Radiance. Obviously, they've committed so hard to it already, but how long is that going to take? I mean, you're just about to finally pick up the Relic here, 15 minutes into the game. But essentially, your safe laner has nothing up until that moment. And then even then, he just has bonus damage until the item's complete. The item is so dependent on getting 100% there that, you know, here just now finding this Sacred Relic might not affect the game whatsoever if it ends within the next few minutes. Alright, here's the big push coming out here. Ice armor on Pycat as he pushes up the hill. He's going to take a little bit of magic damage, but he's got the Manta. He doesn't have to worry about silence, so they could just go in. They don't have protection. Sabo kind of gets away. And now we're seeing a big coil come out, but no follow-up. Pycat drops the Sunder, takes away Ched's HP, and just goes right back on the tower. They need to do something now, but there's no time. The Meepo is healing up in Fountain, and they're poking and prodding is not going to do enough. Now they're going to kill off the Puck. He can't get out because he even had the dagger. He just couldn't get out in time. And as it stands right now, they haven't even used the Hand of God. The bottom lane is gone, and they're looking for the Best Bomb only for 33 to have to force him to go in now. He puts the Blink Dagger on cooldown, so he has to blink immediately to stop that tick, and the result is just a dead Sand King. Fuzzy Sloth dropping very low now, and one more hit will do it, coming in from Zai. They have taken down 4 heroes in their base, and now 17 minutes in the game are about to take the mid lane. Witch Doctor picked up. It looks like that's going to be the finisher there. They're just kind of going in one at a time at this point and not really able to do too much of anything. I love 33's use of the Spirit Vessel here, though. Putting it out on the Sand King means that he can't just back off from the engagement epicenter here and blink in. He has to blink immediately because it's about to go on cooldown. So quick reaction from Zabo, but without the epicenter setup, there's really no hope of killing off anybody. And with OpTic Gaming walk away with a mid lane at 17 minutes, it's just going to be a good game coming out from Hooked. Game 1 in the books. We'll have to see what happens in game number 2 that might be able to change their fate. But right now, they are on the fast track to the lower bracket of this GSL group in MDL NA. Thank you guys once again for tuning in. We'll go ahead and take a look at the technical side of things here, as it does look like CPU's maxing pretty hard. But thank you for this quick little game of OpTic versus Hooked. This is Blaze once again back on the mic for first time in quite a while. So hopefully we can shake the rust off a bit and have a good game too. Thanks once again for tuning in here, and we will go right into the break before we hop into game 2 of OpTic versus Hooked eSports.